Hello, children. Today we have to start with the first chapter, that is the computer system. As you can see on your screen, this is your page number one. We have to discuss about the types of computers. What is a computer? What are the functions of computers? Where do we use them, and so on. All right. What are the different components of computers? Things like these. So let us start. Uh, the first and foremost thing is what is a computer? Here is the definition of that thing. A computer is an electronic device that can be programmed to do a wide variety of tasks. Okay, we use computers every day, right? You have your personal computers, the normal computer which we have at our home, and you can see this laptop over here, right? Besides these, there are some other computers. Let's discuss. One is a mini computer, the one which we have, like you can say that this is the lowest level of that hierarchy. It's just a normal laptop or a PC, right? You can call it a mini computer, right? You can see the definition over here. The powerful computer with simultaneous support for many users. All right, it's just a general or a normal type of a computer. Then we have a little bit higher in capacity computers. They are the mainframes and the supercomputers. The mainframe computer, as you can, okay, we are not done that. We there are two images given there on the page, on this page number one. If you have your books, you can see in there. These are a little bit higher in capacity computers. The mainframes, they are large computers with high power to perform billions of calculations from different sources simultaneously. All right. The thing to note here is that it can perform billions of calculations, number one. And number two, it can access the different sources simultaneously. Right. Then we have the supercomputers, a powerful machine having the ability to process billions of instructions per second, right? And secondly, solve complex mathematical calculations. You can see, you might have heard about those weather forecasting and other kind of, military equipment. They make use of this in order to give the detailed description or the data about what kind of the weather will be there in the coming 1 month or 1 week or so on. Okay. Then we have the characteristics of a computer. Here, these are quite general normal things which you know in everyday life. We can we use these. Let's start. Characteristics of a computer. Well, the first of all, what we are going to discuss is the speed. The speed, it has got a very high processing speed. As per how do we measure the speed? It is the number of instructions per second. Okay, it is generally in megahertz or gigahertz. Okay. The speed of a computer is measured in megahertz, MHz we write it, or the gigahertz like GHz. Alright, so different computers have different speeds. Then we come to the storage. The storage is that area, children, where we store the instructions or the data. Alright, along with internal storage, a computer also has a secondary storage where we can store large amounts of data and instructions for future use. Your hard disk is an example of that. Whatever operating system you're having, it goes there and stays and sits in the hard disk or the hard drive. And similarly, all the programs which you use, all right, it could be Google Chrome, it could be Microsoft Word or something, right? All these programs, they are stored in the hard disk. Similarly, other things like your normal routine files, uh, you might have made some notes or even the file which I'm reading from, all these, they are part of that. Okay, they are all stored in the storage. Then we have the calculation. uh, Calculation is just a normal calculation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You can have some even logical operations like the numerical, comparing numerical and alphabetical data. Then we have accuracy. You won't be spending much time on this, we all know this. Accuracy. Accuracy means that whatever you give in the form of instruction, it is performed instantly, and also it is accurate. Okay, it is the data is dependable. Okay, the computer is highly accurate in doing calculations. Then we have the reliability. You all know that the computers are reliable. Whatever task is given to them, they perform it in a really good manner. Then we have the versatility. Versatility means that the computers are versatile. That means they are flexible. You can give any type of work to them. You can even play games on them. You can send email. You can have your normal routine work done on them. Okay, it'll never say no, right? Then we have the communication. You can uh, exchange your data from one computer to another. Internet is the best example. Emails are another. Okay, even your internet calls and all, they all are part of communication. Then we have diligence. Diligence means that simply it does not get tired. Okay, it keeps on doing work accurately and efficiently. It will not say that I'm tired, I won't do the work. Okay. Then we have the components of a computer system. We have some input devices, children. We have some processing devices, and we have some output devices as well. Okay, input devices mean those devices from where we can give an input to the computer. Uh, some of the input devices are the keyboard, you all know, right? We are explaining you here about the different types of keys also. You know that the special keys are the control keys, the Alt key, the Shift key, Windows key, Escape, and all these are the control keys, right? Then you have some alphanumeric keys, 0, 1, 2, 3, and A, B, Z, D till Z, okay? Then we have some function keys, F1 to F12. These are called the function keys, right? Each key has a different function to perform. It depends from program to program what they are programmed for. Then we have some navigation keys, up, page down, home, and all these are the navigation keys. We have the numeric keypad, which is towards the right of the computer, right, where 0, 1, 2, 3 to 9 are written. Then we have the mouse. You can see in this picture here. We all make use of the mouse. In case of a laptop, we have a mouse pad here. We have some output devices where the output comes. It depends on what type of output do you want. It can be done on a monitor, like we are looking at screens. This is an output device, yeah. Or we used to have monitors, those TV kind of things, right? Then we have a printer. In a printer, you can take a printout of the pages, right? Then we have some processing devices. In processing devices, we have a CPU and a GPU. All right, CPU is the central processing unit. All the calculations are performed by this. Okay, what it does is it follows an IPO cycle, like input, processing, and output. From the input devices, it gets the input. To output devices, it sends the output. And what it does, it just gives us the calculations or the outputs of the calculation. It could be on a printer or on a screen, right? Then we have the storage or the memory unit. Well, in this, there are quite a few possibilities. For example, you have a primary memory, right? MU stands for memory unit, okay? So we have two types of memories here, primary memory and secondary memory. In the primary memory, as you can see, it's written here. I'll just read it for you. It's the main memory of a computer. It stores those programs and data that is currently in use by the CPU by communicating directly with the CPU. It consists of random access memory, that is a RAM, and a ROM. ROM is read-only memory and RAM is random access memory. As the name indicates, random access means that any program can access it. Okay, and it keeps on written, and the programs keeps on getting deleted. Okay, once you close them, so it is a random access. All right. The second one is the ROM, that is the read-only memory. Uh, in the ROM, you have those programs which are generally used for the bootstrap program. Bootstrap simply means that those programs which make the computer to run, right? Fine. Then there are some types of ROMs here. Generally, the ROMs we cannot write on them, right? They are just written in the manufacturing unit. Okay. But we do have some other types of ROMs. One is the PROM. PROM stands for programmable ROM. Okay, the information written on this cannot be erased. Whereas in EPROM, EP means erasable programmable ROM. So it is a PROM, that is, you can program it, but it can also be erased. And how we can erase it? We can erase it by making use of the UV light or the ultraviolet light. Okay. We have the EEPROM, that is electrically erasable programmable ROM. So we can send electrical signals that erase the information recorded in this. Okay, it is rewritable, but it is very time consuming process. Okay, here we have a secondary memory. Secondary simply means that they are not part of the computer system, but you can insert it from outside. You can even remove them. All right, there are some examples given here. For example, the hard disk. Hard disk are detachable. You can detach them, and you can again attach some other one. Okay, you might have seen the hard disk. There are some portable hard disks also, which you have. We shall study about various secondary devices in the next chapter, but still you must know about the units of the memory. The lowest unit is here 1 byte, as he says. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. 1 kilobyte is equal to 1024 bytes. Now, as we go down to megabytes and gigabytes, you keep on multiplying by 1024. Okay, you multiply a kilobyte by 1024, it gets converted to megabyte. You can again multiply this 1 megabyte by 1024, it gets converted to 1 gigabytes. Okay, again you multiply by 1024, it gets converted to the terabytes. Okay, we have the control unit after that. Control unit is responsible, children, for managing the operations of the CPU. All right, so it's kind of a helping hand for the CPU, right, and guiding other mechanisms for completion of the specific task. We have then arithmetic logic unit, which we call as ALU. All right, as the name indicates, arithmetic logic unit. So it helps in performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, you can even compare some numbers like less than, greater than something, right? Here we are showing the IPO cycle. You can see we have an input here, and then it goes to the processing unit, and it takes the help of memory unit and the secondary storage. Okay, and the control unit, and then it gives an output on the output device. Output devices, as we told you earlier, they are your computer screen, or if you want to print, it can be done on the printer also. Okay, here the steps for the IPO cycle are given. You may read them. We have input through keyboard, mouse, joystick, tablet, scanner. Then we have the processing. Processing is done by CPU, which again gets help from ALU and MU. Then we have the output unit. In the output unit, we have uh, the printers and the floppies, sorry, the printers and the monitors, right? Applications of the computers. Applications of computers we all are aware of. First of all, we have the main use these days, as you know, they are the educational institutions, right? Your teachers, they prepare assignments. They can even have some animation going on. Then we can have some online resources like internet. Then we also have some project making work, right? Then we have to maintain your grades, all right? Then making some documents like syllabus, circulars, and so on. And then keeping the records of all the accounts, okay? In hospital also, the hospital administration, it uses for the patients to diagnose the diseases, for monitoring the condition of the patients. In banks also, they are, you know, whenever you go to a bank, all the people over there, they having computers on them, on their desks, right? And then they make use of it to check your balances and tracking the recording transactions, managing online transactions, and so on. Okay, then we have the science and technology field. All the scientists, they use this because the computer does the work diligently and in a quite, you know, accurate manner. Weather forecasting, buildings, construction, vehicles, rockets, satellites, everywhere computers are there, right? Then we have the publishing, you know, the books which get printed, the editing, the printing, everywhere computers are there. Then we have some miscellaneous uh, jobs where the computers are used in our day-to-day activities. We create and edit documents, the letters, the greeting cards, and so on. Even you can draw and paint on the computers. You can play games. You can listen to music. You can chat on the computer. Then you can send and receive emails. Okay, booking air, movie tickets, hotel reservation, everywhere the computers are there. Okay, so that was the chapter. It was just a normal talk, but the thing is that you have to do the back exercises. Here they are on page number 10. On page number 10, we have a section here by the name We Have Learned. So, kind of a small paragraph they have made with points. Then we have some solved examples on page 11. You may read these two pages, page number 10 and page number 11. And you can even try to solve some back exercises on page number 12 and 13. All right. So see you then, children.